Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. Bit of an impromptu video where I'm probably going to be just word vomiting my thoughts as they occur to me. Always a great approach, never invites any kind of criticism. Say a prayer for the comment section. I came across something on Twitter today that I really think bears commenting on and responding to. I saw a tweet from Shane Dawson where he reposted a comment that was left on his most recent video, which said, "I love Shane, but it's a damn shame to watch him putting all this weight back on while everyone around him laughs and enables it." Shane said, "Hey Shane, why don't you post more? Why don't you upload more?" Well, this. You would think after 13 years on YouTube, comments wouldn't get to me, but damn, they still feel like the very first time. He then said, "Thanks for the nice tweets. I appreciate it a lot. Sorry I got sensitive and posted that. I usually just ignore stuff, but I'm just in a weird headspace lately. I think I'm going to take a break from the internet for a bit. Thanks for being supportive and having my back." Now, there's 2 points that I really want to focus on in this video. The first one being that we are not in the dark about Shane's experience with an eating disorder. He's been very candid. He's even made a dedicated video detailing the shifting shape that his eating disorder has taken over a number of years. Even within the last 12 months, in various videos, he's made passing references to what you can safely assume is a still active eating disorder. He's never talked about recovery. He's never used the word recovered. All of his current language and references really do strongly imply that there is still an active eating disorder present. And herein lies this awful contradiction when it comes to people's knowledge and awareness and treatment of all kinds of different eating disorders. When we look at somebody who falls into the more stereotypical image of what people in society understand an eating disorder looks like, such as how people responded to Eugenia Cooney, with concern, with sympathy, with a desire to help, with a desire to support, where they could see that the illness was about more than the physical representation, that it really was a mental illness that required sympathy and understanding. Once we get outside of that stereotype, it seems we lose all sympathy, all empathy, all compassion, and just simplify it down to judgment and shame and ridicule. Anybody who is in recovery from an eating disorder, who has an eating disorder history, or is currently dealing with an eating disorder would know in a second how damaging and destructive those kinds of comments can be. And I've seen many comments like that on his social media, on his videos. I think this was just the one that sort of tipped over how he was feeling about it. I also see it with other YouTubers who have disclosed an eating disorder history but don't look like the eating disorder stereotype, where people immediately feel this entitlement to comment on, to shame and judge someone for a perceived weight gain. Unless someone chooses to share their health status with you, you have no right to comment. Unless someone comes to you for advice on their health status, physically or mentally, you have no right to comment. If you are aware of somebody's mental health history, which includes an eating disorder, and you still feel entitled to comment on their appearance because you perceive that they have gained weight, and your judgment of them and your concern for them is health related, but you're putting their mental health at risk by making a derogatory comment, then you need to do more soul searching than we have time for in this video. This is such a reflection of the lack of education and understanding that individuals have around eating disorders, the various diagnoses. It's not just anorexia, it's not just bulimia. In fact, the most prevalent eating disorder is binge eating disorder, that there's ARFID, there's OSFID, just to name a few, that it affects all kinds of people, regardless of race, gender, age, socioeconomic background. It also goes to show how deeply entrenched fat phobia is in our society, how outdated our ideas are and our understanding is of weight and health and what we can sort of determine from looking at somebody. I'm not making any blanket statements about health or weight, but I am saying it is much more complicated than you knowing from looking at somebody anything definitive about their physical health and their mental health. The second point I want to make in this video is what we all lose because of this society-wide attitude. And Shane sort of touched on it in his second tweet, where he said part of his motivation for going offline for a while and taking a break were comments like these, was the incessant judgment of his appearance, assumptions being made about his health, and how much of an impact that has on him creating and him providing content and him fulfilling what he's passionate about. And I think that it would go without saying that Shane is one of the most celebrated YouTubers on this platform. He has content that so many people enjoy. You just have to look at his numbers alone. And that's what's really sad. We saw it with Jillian Michaels and her repugnant comments about Lizzo. Again, concern trolling on a level like we've never seen before.
It isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes.
Well, I want to ask you...
I'm just being honest, but there's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight.
Imagine having something that you're really good at, that you're really passionate about, that you really enjoy making, like Lizzo and her extraordinary music talent, or Shane and his online content that clearly so many people enjoy and benefit from. But the message that you're sent is, yeah, we know you're talented, but it's conditional. We will only celebrate you and accept you and let you do what we all want you to do if you come in a package that we deem acceptable. That we only want to see you, hear you, appreciate you, and celebrate you if you look the way that we want you to. And in some way, your work, your contribution, the way that you make people feel, the time and energy that you put in, your talent is only valid if you present it in the one and only impossible package that we're all told is the only way you can present yourself if you want to be seen as successful, desirable, talented, and be able to be impervious to this kind of judgment, trolling, and cruelty. Imagine what we would miss out on if someone like Lizzo listened to Jillian Michaels, or if Shane gets to the point where he really listens to fools like this. What do we risk losing or missing out on? What music, what artistry, what science, research, technological developments, if we continue to perpetuate the idea that these people can only reach a certain status or be acceptable if they fit one mold, as I said, a mold that is entrenched in very fat-phobic, misinformed beliefs and ideals. That is what really occurred to me when I saw that tweet. The same thing that I thought when I saw the Jillian Michaels comments. And Lizzo did the same thing. She went off Twitter for a while. Thankfully, she's back, but the same thing happened. There is a consequence for treating people this way, and that is our loss. It's hugely damaging for them personally, and that's the priority. Let me be clear. It's not like I'm like, I want another Shane series or another Lizzo album, but it is altogether just a terrible loss based on your own inability to grow and learn and look at yourself and question the garbage that you've been fed by our very, very diet culture obsessed society. Please stop ruining it for the rest of us. There is so much more to unpack here. They were the 2 points I really wanted to hit on, but obviously there's such a bigger, broader discussion about fat phobia here. But I really, really just wanted to focus in on those 2 points because that's what kind of sprang to mind when I saw these tweets today. I will see you next week. I think I'm going to be doing this as a bonus Friday video. I hope I don't hold on to it until Monday because I really want to put it up. But I will see you guys in whenever with another whatever. Okay, all right. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.